Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to today's cooking show from Moley Robotics here in London. Today we're going to be showing you a very healthy recipe created by James Taylor, our in-house chef. And today we're going to be doing a SHA barley, veg and miso broth. Now I'll be showing you the whole process of how the containers are loaded with the fresh ingredients, the utensils, and how the robotic arm would be cooking this particular dish from start to finish. So let's go straight in. Please do send any comments as you join Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Send in your comments and I'll try and answer them live during the cooking show. And if there's anything technical I can't get back to you straight away, send us an email or visit our website and go to our contact us page and send in any questions or inquiries that you may have as well. So hopefully you enjoy watching this recipe being cooked. Let's go straight in with the ingredients. I've prepped some of the ingredients already in order to save a bit of time, but I'll show you the whole process. Even the actual integrated scale system that we have that helps you to measure the ingredients and making sure that you have the right quantities for all the different types of ingredients for each recipe. So let's go straight in. So we're going to go straight into the tablet and we'll show you a step-by-step process of how the system works. So here we have all our recipes installed. We have a filtering menu down the side which you can filter your recipes from different cuisines, different categories, from low calorie, low fat, low carb. So there's predominantly all very healthy recipes that we have in our database, in our cloud library. You can also choose recipes from different parts of the world as well, like Caribbean, Chinese, French, Indian, Spanish, Italian, and so on. So lots of filtering options there to make sure that you can pick the right recipe that you want. So as I mentioned, we're going to cook the SHA broth recipe today. It's SHA barley, vegetables, and miso broth. And let's go straight in. Here's our recipe here. Now, as you can see, it shows you a list of all the ingredients and the quantities required. Also, just below, we have the equipment needed, which is a medium pot, slotted spatula, and a spoon. And also, we have nutritional facts as well on this particular recipe, as we do with all our recipes. Nowadays, people are really focusing on healthy eating, healthy diets, and it's good to know exactly what the content is of each recipe in terms of carbohydrates, fiber, protein, salt, and so on. So we provide that information with all the recipes. We also have an added feature here below as you get ingredients. So say, for example, you wanted a particular meal, you haven't got the ingredients, you can actually send a message to a phone, your own phone or somebody's phone, and you can actually get a reminder sent to get the ingredients. Another factor that we have on here as well, eventually we'll have a delivery request system, so you can actually order these ingredients via a local delivery company, for example, Ocado, Jesty, Deliveroo, and so on. So you can really get your fresh ingredients in real time, exactly at the time you want to eat that particular meal. So that optimizes the actual ingredient, keeps it fresh, and making sure you get a nice, fresh, healthy meal. So let's go straight into the actual recipe now. So we're going to cook the SHA barley, veg and miso broth, and this is going to be cooked completely from start to finish. So let's go for the start robotic cook option. And here we have a very diagrammatic view of our system here, which is the chef's table system on the diagram here. Today's recipe is going to be cooked on our XAir model, which is a fully integrated system combined with furniture and a whole kitchen architecture. So here we have the containers, and here we have the utensils that will be used in the robotic system in the middle. So let's go to the first container, which is the brown onions, celery, and the carrots. Gives you a selection of containers that you can choose, either on the top shelf or on the bottom shelf. I'm going to choose the number 1 container on the top. And also you have a nice little video also explaining how to prepare the particular ingredient as well. So it really makes you cook this particular recipe as it should be, very accurately. So 60 grams, 70 grams of celery, and 80 grams of carrots, which has already been measured, and I'll load it and confirm it in that location. There we go. Next one is our courgettes. Courgettes have been prepared, loaded, and we'll confirm in position number 2 on the top shelf, and so on. So we continue with all the rest of the ingredients. And here is the seasonal pumpkin and sweet potatoes and Maldon sea salt. Location number 1 on the bottom shelf on the left. Confirm. Then we've got some nice healthy butter beans. I'll put them on the bottom shelf, the only one location on the right. Confirm. The barley, organic pearl barley, top shelf in the middle. The mushroom stock, second one to the right, tall container. Confirm. The watercress. Now, I mentioned the integrated scale system that we have. So what you're also able to do with our system is actually measure straight off the tablet in terms of your ingredients. So for example, watercress. So I'm going to put it on the top shelf, second from the left. I'm going to turn on my scales. And you'll notice at the bottom you've got your scale indicator. There we go. Confirm. So watercress, confirm. So I'll just put the container on the scales, set it back down to 0. It's asking me to put 30 grams of the watercress. We've already pre-measured the amount here just to save a bit of time. So we get to 30 grams, 20, 29, and a few more at the bottom. Should get bang on 30. There we go. So there you go, an accurate way of making sure you've got the right amount of ingredients in terms of the measurement. So confirm that location. So I'll confirm it in the second one from the left. Confirm. Then we've got the miso paste and the water already mixed, and it's in the far left position at the top. There we go. Then we've got the toasted sesame seed oil. That comes out of the normal oil dispenser. These oil dispensers and the salt and pepper shakers that we have are off the shelf there. You can buy them from most places. We've calibrated our gripper to work with these particular utensils there in terms of the salt and pepper and the oil. So that's already in position. It's at position 1 on my top shelf. Confirm. And that's basically all my ingredients. So that, apart from obviously I did pre-prepare them, but generally speaking, these ingredients are quite quick to prepare. I've got videos of how to chop them, how to prepare them. It would take about 5-10 minutes to prepare. And I know that all these ingredients are absolutely fresh ingredients. So now it just tells me to prepare the equipment. So we've got a diagram of the actual hob, which shows me on the front left recommended position for the pot. It's in position. I'll just make sure it's in position. Yep, it's nice and secure. Next item is the slotted spatula, which will be doing all the stirring. It's already on the hook there and in location. Confirm it's on number 1 hook. And finally the spoon, which will be on the number 2 hook. And that's in position there as well. So spoon is also in position. Now all I need to do is start cooking. That's it. I can just press play, start cooking. And you'll notice the sound in the background. We've got a voice notification. Now, this voice notification is quite important because you could be cooking this particular meal, you could be in another part of the room or in another part of the kitchen doing some work. A lot of people now in big open plan kitchens tend to do a lot of work from home, so you could be on the far end on the worktop doing some work. At least you can hear in the background what's happening with your particular recipe and knowing at what stage the recipe is being cooked. And that's also shown on our tablet. You've got an indicator on here, a flagging system, where each particular movement or each particular action for the recipe is clearly shown on the tablet, and potentially you'll have this on a tablet, on your app, for example. So when you're sitting at home or just out and about somewhere, you can see on your phone the actual process being cooked. So it always goes in, so do send in your questions. Over the past few days, I've spoken to a lot of people, and it's great to see so many people contacting us through our website. I've invited a lot of people to view our cooking show today, and it was great to talk to you earlier during the week. And as I mentioned, the idea was about today and doing these live cooking shows is not only do you see the whole robotic system in action to see how it works from start to finish, but it also gives you the opportunity to send in any questions that we may not have covered during the telephone conversation or a meeting during the showroom that you can ask now. So if you've got any questions, please do fire them across and I'll try and answer them as best as possible. If there's anything technical that I can't answer straight away, I can always get the technical team to respond back via email or give you a call and so on.
Tip onions.
Tech Talk. Wow, nice. Thank you very much, Tech Talk. Nice comment. You've been following us for the past 6-7 years. That's right. We invented this in 2014, and since then it's been developed and designed, and so much has gone on since then that finally we reached this point in 2024. Earlier this year, we opened up the doors in central London, our first flagship showroom, where we have not only the showroom on the ground floor, but in the basement is where our hardware and software team and where the in-house chef do all the hard work behind the scenes to get to this point. So it's a massive operation here. We have a full team to support the product and bring on these lovely recipes, develop lots of new recipes, design new recipes even, and here we are. The end result is fresh ingredients, recipes being cooked from start to finish. Tech Talk, I'm guessing with the advancement of AI, your robot's almost ready for release. It is actually ready for release now. It's already been released. We received all certification for UK and Europe. We've passed all the safety protocols required, and we are ready to sell for both the residential and the commercial markets. Thank you for all those positive comments so far. Yeah, this is a cool machine. Thank you. Sorry, Schalke, you've got a question, but I don't think it's in, I don't understand the language. So if you want to resend the question in English, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Tech Talk, awesome. How much, if you don't mind me asking? So we have the chef's table model, which is a standalone system, which can be integrated into an existing kitchen or any existing environment, starting from about 60,000 plus VAT for a whole system, which includes the robotic arm, the utensils, the salt, pepper, oil dispensers, the containers, the hob, the induction that's built into the hob as well. It's an integrated extractor. The extractor itself can either be just going through a filtered system, or it can be ducted as well. You can duct this out through through the floor and through the wall to the outside as well. So everything you see here literally is included. And then you go up to the newer models where you can integrate it into a new kitchen with furniture as well, with some wall units, some Corian worktop, lots of wood veneer finishes, gloss finishes, lacquered finishes, lots of different designs indoors. And also just behind me to the right, you'll see our B-Air model, which is more of a back-to-wall design, where it's basically the same arm in a more compact environment. And later on, in a few weeks' time, we've got another model which will be installed in our showroom, which is basically the B-Air model, but much more compact, because we find there's a lot of properties that don't have that much space. They have a slightly shorter, smaller area for the kitchen zone. So we've designed a smaller unit, which only takes a maximum of about 3 meters. But within the 3 meters, you've got your tall unit, you've got your oven, you've got the hob with the arm. It's a smaller hob, a domino system, so it's just a dual function hob with a built-in extractor, and you've got space for a dishwasher, space for a sink. So within a 3 meter space, we've got everything you need in a kitchen. And that model is going to be installed in our showroom in the next few weeks. So we're constantly developing. We're constantly making new models, and we're constantly looking at ways of making this accessible for lots of different people. You may have restrictions in space and so on, but we'll try and make this accessible and easy to install in most sort of solutions, not only for residential but for commercial as well. Tech Talk, nice. Looking forward to buying your products in the future. Would love a robotic chef. Thank you very much, Tech Talk. Look forward to talking to you in the near future. And yeah, great. Thank you. Obnivo Monarch 666. That's a good question. Why not make an Android or Genoid? These static ones are good, but robots with locomotive abilities would be a great thing too. Yeah, in a way, yeah, that's a good point. But then again, there's a lot of systems a lot of AI is going to be introduced in lots of people's homes and in commercial environments. The way our system works, we can actually collaborate. So, for example, if there is a mobile robotic system or Android or something elsewhere, we can actually connect. So we can combine the technology and work together. So hopefully that will be good for the future. Reba Architect, do you envisage the robotic arm will develop further into a humanoid, fully mobile robot during the prep work, as well as the cooking and then saving to the human users? Interesting question. I don't think it will develop into a humanoid. I think we'll leave the humanoid development to other experts in that field. No, this is purely a system to cook a recipe for a healthy lifestyle, saving time. And also remember, in this country, we've got about nearly 200,000 tons of food wasted from our fridges that gets thrown away every year. Whereas here, you just saw me prepare the fresh ingredients. So technically speaking, it's like ordering a takeaway, but instead of ordering a takeaway, we don't know what's inside, you don't know what enhancers they use, you don't know what preservatives they use, etc., etc. You can just order your fresh ingredients to be delivered instead. So you've got fresh ingredients delivered or bought from the shops in real time on the day, just prior to when you want the particular meal, and load the fresh ingredients. And still, there's nothing for me to do because this is going to cook from start to finish. So it's exactly the same kind of principle as ordering a takeaway, but you've actually just ordered yourself a healthier meal, much healthier meal. So in the long run, nowadays people are, concerned about health and lifestyle and the well-being and looking after your bodies and, looking at calorie counts and so on. Medicinal purposes, a lot of people, might be suffering from diabetes and have illnesses and making sure they have to have a particular diet. This enables you to do that, so you can actually filter your diet through the way you want to and have the fresh ingredients delivered. So it's kind of like a win-win situation on both sides. So that's what we primarily are aimed to do, is to provide a system where it cooks meals, fresh meals, healthy meals, start to finish, save time and be good to the environment as well, and have less wastage coming out of our fridges, which is a massive environmental issue. But we hope to eliminate all of that as much as possible. Mr. Moramura, how does the pot stay locked? So I don't know if you can see just to the left of the pot where the handle is. We've just got a little clamp in place. So all we do is simply just load the pan on the hob, and the handle just goes into the clamp. It's a very, very smooth locking system. Because it's a single arm system, that just helps avoids the pot from moving around during the stirring process.
Tip beans.
So the beans have gone in. As you can see, all the movements are very, very similar to, ergonomically, similar to very human in terms of tap in and so on. It's very important that the recipes are cooked very close to the same way a chef would cook this particular meal. Not only movement-wise, but temperature control and so on. So, and even that down to the stirring. You don't want to over-stir the particular recipe. You want to stir it exactly the way it should be, exactly the way a chef would stir, in multiple different ways, and to making sure you get the same result. And the good thing is, with this particular system, this meal in particular, you cook it 2, 3, 4 times, every single time it's going to be tasting the same and very consistent. You also have control over the ingredients. So say, for example, with the sweet potato, I put salt in there. If you're in a few weeks of having 0 salt intake, there's no need to put salt in there. You have full control over the recipe. So that could be a recipe cooked with no salt, and the robot arm will still cook it. Mr. Moramura, it's possible to use a magnet system under the cooking plane? Maybe, maybe not, but this is an induction hob. So I don't think you can use any magnets under there because you've got the problem of the induction in connection with the pan. I'm sure our technical team have looked at different ways of securing the pan as opposed to using the clamps on the side. But we find this being the most efficient way and the most obtruse way, because you don't want anything in the way of the actual arm when it's cooking. So this is probably the most effective way. But there are other solutions we'll look at in the future, and there are other ways we can make it aesthetically look a lot more cleaner and sharper. But that's the beauty of having a new product. You bring a new product to market, and new product would always evolve. So I'm sure the design will evolve as well, and we'll come up with maybe a different solution rather than the clamps. Thank you.
Set hob to 8.
So a lot of frequently asked questions that we have as well on our system is, for example, voice assistance. Yes, we do voice assistance via the tablet, so you can actually activate, you can actually control and select using your voice. And you've also, as I mentioned before, you've got voice notification, so you can hear what's going on throughout the whole cooking process as well. How many portions can the kitchen cook? So on average, most of our recipes will basically serve, say, 3 to 4 people. We can, on certain recipes, increase the volume if you're wanting a recipe and you wanted a particular dish and you're having a dinner party or something and you needed to cook for 8 to 10 people. There will be recipes on there where you can have a higher volume and cook for maybe 8 to 10 people by just changing that normal medium pot to a large pot. It's good to see more people joining. Thank you very much. Welcome. Can't see any more questions coming in, so you guys must be really watching this closely. I can smell this, it smells great. So the sauce is now it's just doing a slow cook, and soon the miso and the watercress will go in towards the end of the actual recipe. You've also got on the tablet an indicator of how far down the line the recipe is being cooked in the way of the percentage notification at the bottom. So it's at the moment 50%, 57% cooked, and we're halfway there, so well over halfway there. So now it's just got to boil and it's got to cook through. Remember, there's lots of fresh vegetables in there which have been diced, so they need cooking, but they need to be not overcooked, not undercooked, but they'll be cooked perfectly, because remember, this has been timed. The chef's already cooked this, and all the information is given to the team downstairs. All the algorithms are loaded. We then do the testing, and then we enter the complete recipe onto our recipe cloud library. Now, this particular recipe can be shared around the world, which is the amazing feature that we have. Another frequently asked question is the kitchen available in the US? So currently we're certified for the UK and Europe. We're going under certification for the US and the Far East. So, but we are able to supply US customers ex-work. So all you'll be responsible for is arranging the logistics and the export here from the UK. But we'll provide you all the support and all the relevant documents required for customs and export and taxes and so on. But it's available now to the US, to the Far East as ex-works. Within the UK and within Europe, we can do delivery, we can do installation and so on as well. So UK, Europe is not a problem. Foxtrot Designs, are there any built-in features, safety features, like shutting off if something goes wrong? Yes, there is. The protocol for part of the safety and part of the certification is to make sure that we have all the safety measures in place. So not only do we have collision safety, and not only is it sort of like pressure tested in terms of if there's a collision with the arm, with somebody or something in the kitchen area, it will go into a pause mode, and it will ask to be reset as well. So there is a function on there. If it's anything more extreme, like if a child puts their hand in the kitchen, or if the pet jumps in the cat, or a small dog jumps in the kitchen, we have an emergency button as well at the front. I don't know if you can see on your camera, but just in front of the pan there, we have an emergency stop, so the system can be deactivated instantly with the emergency stop. So those are the safety features that are required. So we have included, and it's all been certified for those safety features. So this is great. You know, it's been cooking. It's cooking from start to finish. I know in my mind it's going to be done. A lot of people now working from home. I could be doing my work. I could have started this at 5 o'clock in the evening, finishing off my work, sorting the children out, doing the homework, doing something else, clearing up behind me, knowing that this meal is going to be made ready for me in, say, 29 minutes. And it's such a big time saver. It certainly releases a lot of quality time and to do other things, which are the more important things. You know, for example, we have a risotto recipe as well. We do risotto, paella. We do lots of other dishes from around the world. And risotto itself is a 52-minute recipe. So a lot of people don't cook risotto because it's such a time-consuming recipe to make. Whereas this will do that for 52 minutes. It will cook the rice, it will cook the risotto, put in the stock at all the relevant points during the cooking process for 52 minutes, do the stirring, it will never burn, and then you can come back to a nice risotto. I mean, it's wonderful that, you know, it releases that much time, saves you that much time to do other things. You could be working, finishing off the last hour of the day, last emails, last calls, whatever, knowing that the meal is going to be ready. So it's really such a advantage and a benefit for a lot of people. Okay, got a question from Ludus Labs. Can the system be customized to certain needs? Yes, it can be customized. That's probably more of a commercial question. So let us know what it needs to be customized to. So if you send us details on our contact us page, addressed to the commercial team, we can certainly look at it and see how we can help by customizing so we can support you in whatever way required. Ludus Labs, what would be the ongoing costs related to maintenance and software updates? Again, with the software and maintenance updates, software updates and maintenance, I would probably swing that question to our technical team. They'll be able to answer that a bit more definitely, because it depends. In a residential environment, you've got your 1-year warranty, which can be extended afterwards. Servicing cost. The actual arm is actually tested for 35,000 hours, so that equates to about 10 years of normal kitchen use. So it's a solid product in that sense, and you may want to service it once or twice during that period. So we can actually give you a price just for a service after a 2 or 3 year period. And if you want to do ongoing servicing, we can certainly advise you and give you the costs on that as an ongoing cost. Any software updates normally is done here centrally. It's a cloud-based system, so if we do any software updates, we'll just notify all users, and we'll just ask you to do an update on your side, and then you'll be updated with all the new, any new features, even if any of the new recipes as well. We'll always constantly add in recipes. We've got some SHA wellness, really healthy recipes in our library, and every month there's about 3 to 4 new recipes going on. And we're constantly looking at the recipes, adding more healthy recipes, lots more recipes from around the world as well. There's so many lovely cuisines and healthy cuisines out there that we'd love to bring to our system and make it available to everybody through our recipe cloud library. La Abizia, I own a juice bar and it requires prep, peeling, oranges, washing vegetables, cutting vegetables, etc. Would this machine be able to help with that, or would you need someone to do the prep? Answer to your question is you would need someone to do your prep. Unfortunately, it's very difficult, as this arm is in an open environment, for it to then be using knives and things. I don't think there's any robotic system in the world that could have the ability to do the chopping and the prepping, apart from vegetables and ingredients running through machines and coming out chopped. That's the only way I can see this a system like that working. But no, the robotic arm is purely a cooking machine. It cooks the meals from start to finish. It doesn't prep the ingredients. The prepping has to be done on the human side. Or even when you get a lot of these ingredients delivered, a lot of the ingredients nowadays already come diced and freshly chopped and sliced or whatever. So you can nowadays actually get your ingredients already prepared. Simply take them out of the packet, put them in the container or put them in the fridge for a few hours, put them in the container. It's already done. There's not much you have to do in terms of cooking that particular recipe. Ludus Labs, do you have a ROI study for commercial applications? Yes, we do. We've done quite an intense study on our ROI. So what I would suggest is maybe send that question in via our website through our Contact Us page, and I'll get my commercial team to get back to you with some facts and figures in relation to ROI, and that will give you a better indication of how this system and how it could benefit the commercial sector. So as you saw, the watercress just went in, so we're almost at final stage of the cooking process. It's 93% done. So the final part of the recipe is almost complete. It's just got to partially cook through to the watercress, the vegetables and all the fresh ingredients already been cooked. And now the miso goes in. This is the final element of the actual recipe. So as you can see, the movements are very careful. They're very leveled, very streamlined, very sharp movements to make sure there's no spillage. There's actually not much mess either. There's probably a lot less mess than you would have in a normal kitchen when you normally cook a recipe like this. There's hardly anything on the hob. It's very precise and it's very clean as well. In terms of cleaning, all our cookware, containers, the utensils, everything's dishwashable. So even the pans are dishwashable. So literally, end of the process, all we need to do to clean all of this is to put everything in the dishwasher and relax for the rest of the evening. Thesis, Samaya, what is the price? What is the price? So as I mentioned before, the starting price is 60,000 plus VAT for the chef's table. For example, if you wanted to have this is our XM model, which is integrated into a kitchen design. Say, for example, you were to have the XM model with the furniture, you're probably looking at between 80 to 100, and our larger model, the B-Air, about 100,000 plus. For that, and that includes all the furniture as well and all the appliances. So that's your full kitchen. Not only do we supply the robotics, but we supply and design the whole interior kitchen architecture for residential, for example. And we've done quite a few pre-order projects where we've designed full kitchen interiors and combined this with a fully integrated kitchen. So, as you can see on the tablet, if you have a look at the tablet, you can see in there is an indicator that the cooking process is now finished. And I got a voice notification saying it's done. So I've packed my work away. I'm done for the day. We also have a feature where we can put a lid on the pan. But on this occasion, it's going to be eaten straight away. Not all of it, not by myself, don't worry. And we're going to be doing a little taste test now. So I'm going to taste this. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how this is tasted. And as you saw, there was nothing that I did. I did not touch the hob, apart from loading the containers, put in the spatula, put in the spoon. There's absolutely zero involvement from my side in terms of cooking this particular recipe. So let's give this a little taste. Let's grab a spoon. Oh, looks good. So here we go. You can see everything in there. You can see all the lovely vegetables, the watercress, sweet potato. Looks great. And this is a very healthy dish, by the way, guys. Nice. That tastes absolutely great. That tastes really, really healthy. I could eat a bowl of that and that's my meal done. That's fantastic. So, just going to check if there's any more final questions that have come through. Okay, I can't see any more questions, so... Oh, a question from Ludus Labs, baking applications. No, it doesn't bake at the moment, it's purely cooking on pots at the moment. But again, a product like this will evolve and there'll be lots of opportunities where maybe we can look at the baking possibilities. But currently, it only cooks the actual meals in the pots themselves. Also pasta, for example, we can in parallel cook on one side the actual pasta, on the other side the actual the pasta sauce, and on the other side the pasta itself. So exactly the same way a chef would cook this particular recipe in parallel. There's no need to cook the sauce first in the pan and then in the same pan then have to cook the pasta. It can be done at the same time. So all the recipes are cooked exactly like a chef would cook that particular recipe. Okay, so I think I can't see any more questions, so I think that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you here in 2 weeks' time for another recipe cooking show and showing you something else that can be cooked completely by the robotic system. So thank you all for joining. Have a great weekend and see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.